Right, hello everyone and welcome to round number 2 in our 5-game FFA year-end tournament. We've got Polina and Gameslayer joining us this time from the other group. Hi-Ho and Blues sticking around due to their performance in the last game. Blues taking it, Hi-Ho being the last person eliminated, getting awarded second place. Man, we've got expensive steel this game.
We certainly have, and power's going to start high. And there's one scavenger location I've seen. Water's looking a little bit sparse. Oh, there's a quick found from Blues. He wants that spot.
Yeah, he wants that iron price. He's just trying to rake in that iron quickly, it looks like, maybe to try and buy up plenty of steel to get upgraded fast. And of course, he can always rotate one of those to a steel mill if he absolutely needs to. High iron price is nice to use, but steel starting so expensive too.
Yeah, it's risky strategy.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to rotate one of these to actually get that upgrade.
Yep. He certainly will.
Oh, Hi-Ho just goes straight into the steel himself. That's not going to be a problem. I almost would have liked to see one of our players go into just a triangle of steel on seeing Blues found, because you know Blues is going to be spamming down that iron.
That would be a very good move.
Could have been really interesting. Regardless, Blues does manage to pull to 2 before iron completely crashes out, so he's going to be just fine moving into 3 steel mills himself.
Yeah, Paulina going for robots, a couple of steel mills, high iron. I'm not seeing... Oh, he's got some underneath it. That should be okay for him.
Yeah, he should be able to move stuff around if he needs to.
So Gameslayer taking us high silicon.
He wants some solar panels.
I think there's only one high silicon on the map.
Well, I mean, that's another good reason too, right?
Yeah, well, he'll want it for the glass moving forward, I think.
That'll be useful as well. I'm just concerned about, we've got an office went ahead and showed up at the colony to make things worse, but we've got 4 steel users with expensive steel down. Everybody's just going to want to be making steel, so I really like the idea of moving into some fast power this game when you're a late founder. Gameslayer, though, he's just going to go ahead and move into some iron himself. Somebody's been playing with iron. I imagine it's been Blues.
Yeah, it went down, then it went up. Now it's gone back down again. I imagine Wow, that's quick upgrade to level 3 for Blues. He's really moving through. Upgrading his colony. Gone into a power.
Can't say I'm surprised at all that he got to that fast. I mean, all he needed to do was buy up some relatively cheap glass. As long as he can get some power down, I think he's going to be all right.
Well, he's got geothermal there and he's moving to 2 more steel mills. He obviously wants to try and profit from the high steel price.
Yeah, definitely more concerned about that than trying to pull in power money, which makes a lot of sense when you're already 50,000 in debt. He's just going to want to plug that hole rather than try and flood it enough to push that down to 0.
Yeah, that would be the only thing that concerns me is his debt at the moment.
Yeah, he has a lot of it, no doubt about that. Gameslayer and Polina both back on HQ2, but they do have solar panels down, both of them with no debt as well. They're going to be making money off this nice power price.
Yeah, Polina's double gooned his solar panels. He doesn't want anybody touching those, not at the power price being as high as it is.
No, I mean, that's a pretty heavy investment this early in the game. Goon squads have already moved up to $10,000 price. $5,000 for that aluminum tile over to Gameslayer. Interesting.
I would imagine people are a little bit distracted and probably missed that, but it's not the best tile.
It's also just a high aluminum.
Yeah.
Everybody's already going to have their aluminum secured that they want this game. It's just kind of awkward, really.
Simpolina's managed to get to HQ3, moved into a farm. Second farm.
Yeah, Gameslayer's still struggling to move forward here. I like his solar panels. I think they're the only thing that might keep him alive. But these metal mines, he kind of got tricked into taking.
Yeah.
Definitely not working.
Well, he's only got the one steel mill, and steel being the price it is...
Well, and it's turned off for now, too, because of the power cost.
Even so, yeah, it's not a good position to be in for him, I don't think.
But he made it just before night hit. Oh, that was a big deal.
scrape through on his power money.
Barely got through there. Obviously, the silicon could have maybe helped just get him just over the edge, but still, I think a really big deal that he finally managed to get to 3. And should be able to get some buildings down off of that, even if they are just steel mills for the time being. Alright, pirates on some water. Water not too expensive just yet, but
Yeah,
it's going to be headed up.
That's it. I mean, Blue's got a stockpile there anyway, so he's not amazingly worried about it, moving into 3 farms.
No. I think he's going to be just fine.
I would imagine. Hi-Ho's looking in reasonably good spots as well. He's a long way off his upgrade though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean he is HQ3. I'm worried about his debt though. He's gone light on power this game. He still has a little bit, but he's still going to be accumulating debt because of just the food. At the moment, it looks like he is elected to sell before paying debt still, as that's still an option that's in the game. I think that's going away before too long, but...
Yeah, Soren was saying it's coming out next week.
We'll just have to see how that all pans out. Polina has managed to move to 4 himself. It's definitely nice for him. Hi-Ho has the upgrade available if he'd like it.
He needs to take it, I think. He is lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah, it'll also just help a little bit possibly with his bond rating. Just you can see he's moved up to A after the upgrade instead of B. It's always nice to be in just that slightly more comfortable position. This is an auction.
This is very appealing.
These are always one of the most valuable auctions we ever see, I think.
Oh, fully built optimization center, yeah.
It's hard to argue with. I mean, that's $8,000, over $8,000 to build an optimization center alone right now. GameSlayer picks that up for 24. Not bad, I'd say, even as an expansive in a game without claims on the market.
That's cheap. I think that's very cheap.
Yeah, it's also got a little adjacency. Certainly nice to see.
And I think you got to question has GameSlayer actually got the money to use it.
Well, he did get something started.
And you got Steel going.
I think that's acceptable at this stage of the game. Steel's down at 100 now, yet down at 100 relative to where it's been at other stages of this game. It's going to keep falling a little bit, but it'll shoot right back up as people are trying to hit HQ5. And having that extra stockpile could definitely be beneficial for GameSlayer.
Oh yeah, the Steel stays strong, and it will stay strong, I think. But Offworlds aren't looking massively appealing at the moment. I mean, we'll probably see a bit of upward movement on the prices. But gonna be average, I think.
Yeah, I mean, these players haven't let anything get too out of hand in terms of prices, and so if prices kind of hang out in a low area, then the Offworlds will still be valuable. I mean, food up at 400 already. It's still usable, but it's definitely not something you're immediately looking to rush through on HQ4 this game.
No with dynamite on the black market. No spies, though, this game, so...
There are still network viruses, but...
yeah. Well, can be useful.
Yeah, I think those might have something to do this game. Blues does have a hologrammed patent lab at the moment and has managed to get to HQ5.
He's moved to slant drilling. Obviously he's worried about water. He wants to keep his water strong.
Well, it's also just a nice block against everyone else's water, right? Like, 2 people this game have high waters that they could really, I imagine, would like to slant drill off of, so Blues is just saying, nope, not this game.
That's a very good move. And Blues has taken a... Why has Blues got a claim over... Oh, he's slant drilling GameSlayer's silicon.
Yep. It's a nice move. Just get yourself that access to the silicon. Say that market is not just for you.
Yeah, you need... If you don't have silicon late game, you're going to struggle. You really are going to struggle, especially if water's quite scarce. You need to be in electronics or glass, or perhaps chemicals.
Well, everybody has a patent lab down this game, and so far GameSlayer is the one that's getting left out in the cold. Superconductor and slant drilling going to Blues, thinking machines for Hi-Ho, and Polina grabbing up teleportation. Polina's headed to financial instruments. Blues hasn't elected to go for anything else just yet. GameSlayer hasn't either, while Hi-Ho wants perpetual motion. 8,000 for a mule. Interesting.
It's not really... Well, maybe if you found some silicon, it would pay for itself.
Well, maybe some carbon. I don't know how much of that we've got on the map. Got a medium. Oh, but they're all so far away from Game Slayer. No, he's got a couple lows near him. I imagine that's where those are going to go.
Yep. There they are, leaping around. And Game Slayer got the upgrade if he wants to take it. I imagine he'll want to not spend too much money and just accumulate a few more resources before upgrading.
Yeah. Man, steel down at $30 now.
Yeah.
Only one person up at 5. Nobody's really been putting a huge amount of pressure on that market, it seems.
Yeah, there's a lot of... There could be some nice power surges going on around Blues' little extension there, but nobody seems too keen. Not a great deal of black market usage at all. It's just mainly the goon squads and a few holograms.
Yeah, everybody wants to not get hit. They're not so interested in attacking, which I think is a big mistake given the position Blues have managed to put himself into. I mean, the chem refineries, after all the patent labs and the optimization center, the solar condensers on a map with no scavenger.
Yeah, I'm surprised there haven't been a few more coming down.
Well, now Game Slayer and Hi-Ho have gotten themselves locked away from it regardless. D levels of debt for both of them, ready to go. I imagine Game Slayer's probably regretting that mule at this point.
He has got an off-world market running though, he's launching oxygen, so I bet he's praying nobody's going to spot that.
Yeah, that is a really risky move. Ungooned as well.
And I think it's more risky having a share price of $15 at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's in D levels of debt. It's just like...
Yeah.
And he's going to hit HQ 5. Game Slayer's just playing with fire. What is this? Oh, somebody punish this. There's dynamite this game? Oh, come on. I know it looks like a glass furnace and like glass kiln. Glass furnace. I don't care.
It's balls to the wall, that's what it is. He's just
when
going
you're
for
behind, you know, sometimes you just got to make plays like this.
it. Yeah.
And we were talking earlier about how stupid it would be to go for an off-world market on HQ4 when the off-world wasn't looking all that great. So, you know, maybe nobody was watching for it. Maybe everybody else was thinking, off-world's not that strong. Nobody's going to rush into him. You never know. Still, though, this spy auction.
It could prove his undoing. Although, how likely is it that a spy would get put down?
Yeah, I doubt the spy lands there. Like, if the spy's going to land anywhere, maybe it would be on the steel, maybe it would be on Polina, who actually has a decent stock price. I don't know. Who has the most cash at this point? I guess it is Game Slayer, except for Blues.
That's it. Where is it going? I don't know where it'll go.
Well, it looks like it landed on Hi-Ho in this case, on those electronics factories and metal mines. But nope, those are all true, I believe.
Yeah, they certainly are. He's got an optimization center over in his food, sorry. So.
Yep. Might have been interesting to see it land there, so the optimizations. But I think that this was already known to be hologrammed, and so it's unlikely to be an off-world market because of when the hologram came down. I think a power surge landed over here earlier.
It did.
And kind of revealed the goon squad, which kind of indicates a likely hologram.
Yeah. Blues there saying your very profitable patent dome, pleasure dome. No. Blows it. Right to Kingdom Come.
Still, though, good of Hi-Ho to go ahead and build a pleasure dome this game. I mean, we've got 3 expansives here. And I'm really kind of disappointed in the fact that Blues has virtual reality without having a pleasure dome this game.
Yeah, it's quite odd, isn't it? He's gone for the denial, maybe. Or maybe he's thinking later on he'll move into one, but spent all his claims now. So.
Yeah, I feel like it's more likely he just kind of miscounted his claims while he was busy, and then didn't have one left over.
Yeah, easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of annoying when you can't just bribe a claim for whatever amount of money, but...
Well, if he wanted to, he could auction. There's the auctions available.
There is the auction. That is true.
I mean, it's underused, the auction. I think the thing is, though, when you start an auction, you've got to realise that you are going to have to pay 20k for it. Plus, however much.
Blue's getting caught that time with the dynamite on the pleasure dome. That thing's going to stick around making a good 280 a second for the time being. That's a good chunk of money for just one tile at this point, without having to commit to the full price of an off-world market. That's very, very nice.
It's always good to have a pleasure dome, especially if it's profitable.
Alright, Power Surge onto Blues. That should reveal the Goon Squatted farm, which suddenly should start looking very suspicious.
Yep, they should be asking questions. Very definitely.
Oh man, finally Gameslayer hits that. Oh wow, 8K for a hacker array?
Wow.
I mean, even in D levels of debt, that might be worthwhile. Gameslayer with the Silicon in particular. I mean, Blues doesn't even have a stockpile. He does have access to it, but like the Silicon kind of leads into glass, and Gameslayer, I think he's in the best position to exploit that hacker array of anybody this game.
Yeah.
It is a glass short coming out.
Blues is having a second Offworld though.
Yes, he is an ungoon squatted one. With a rotation that might look a little awkward to people. Dynamite available this game, and man, slowdown strikes not being used enough this game, I would say. Mostly because there is ever a black market cooldown that isn't being used. More black market, guys. You gotta use it. It's fantastic. It's an excellent tool.
That's it, and it's so cheap now for a slowdown strike, and they're so effective as well.
3,000, that's all it takes. Hi-Ho is once again in a position where he has been struggling with debt all game. Gameslayer in a very similar spot.
Yeah. But Gameslayer's got the advantage that he's now got 2 Offworld markets.
Blues has to be suspicious at this point. Like, Gameslayer, the game is telling you Gameslayer is sitting on $250,000 of cash. You gotta know something is up over there.
I'd be asking questions. I'd definitely be asking questions.
I'm a little surprised. Okay, there it is. I was expecting Gameslayer to be buying up his stock as rapidly as he could at this point. Get it while it's cheap. Start paying down that debt. You could put yourself into a pretty strong position once he's got debt paid down from here.
I don't know if he's so far in the hole.
He is.
Is it worth paying it down?
Well, I think he has to. You still... I mean, Dynamite's... That's the biggest thing to me at this game, right? You need access to that black market for this late stage of the game. You've got 10k Power Surge, 3k Slowdown Strike, 10k Dynamite, 2k Network Virus this game.
Yeah.
You need to be able to use those tools.
You do, but he's still got to pay 150k's worth of debts, and that's possibly a few. That's half of. You could buy half of. Well, I don't know. Maybe buy some of Polina.
Yeah, Gameslayer looks like he's going to go your route, purchasing into Polina for the time being.
He's going to find it hard to finish it. Really would have find it hard to finish it, but see, would he be in 370? He hasn't got many options, I'll be honest. Gameslayer is struggling.
Well, he could potentially have grabbed up a significant amount of Hi-Ho. He could even go to finish that purchase, get himself 2 extra claims for his trouble.
Yeah, that would definitely be viable, but he'd be painting a big target on his head then if he stole Hi-Ho. I think Blues will come after him next, but it's good to see Blues' spy paid off. Hi-Ho's Offworld markets burning.
Yeah.
So the placement of that spy was it's good work.
Man, Slowdown Strike's still only 4.5. I have not seen enough black market aggression this game.
No, I'm surprised the level we got here. They're not hitting it a little bit more.
Well, Blues can take his purchase if he'd like it, and he indeed does. 2 extra claims for him. He could get down a Pleasure Dome.
I would imagine we'll see one.
Well, that doesn't look like a Pleasure Dome. That looks like Silicon. Yep.
Extra silicon.
I like the Silicon decision. I wanted to see the Pleasure Dome too. I'm not sure where the... just a glass kiln.
An extra glass.
I can't agree with that. But that's okay. That's okay.
Well, 1.5. I mean, technically, he's technically gonna make more money off the silicon than he would off a Pleasure Dome.
The Silicon is fine. I don't like the glass kiln. That's all. It's all good.
Oh, okay. But he needs a triangle, though.
He had a pair. It was fine. It's all good. You can optimize the glass kiln. You can't not have a Pleasure Dome and then magically have a Pleasure Dome without building a Pleasure Dome. Plus, he took virtual reality, and that offends me. Taking virtual reality, not putting down a Pleasure Dome. What kind of scumbag would do such a thing.
Yeah. A lazy one, I would imagine.
Well,
I think Blues has pretty much got this game sewed up, though.
yeah, things just aren't looking good for anybody else. I mean, Blues, he's been sitting on relatively unmolested Offworlds this entire time. I mean, the Goon Squad got taken out, but that's about it. No major follow-up coming out, and Gameslayer just can't quite get the cash together to buy Polina, and by the time he does, well, Blues is going to be able to take him down instead.
Will Blues? Well, Blues hasn't got the money to do it at the moment. But do you think he's gonna? What's he gonna do? Buy Polina first and then Gameslayer, or he's moved?
I don't know if Blues cares, really. It's just like, I kind of just win. In this case, I think you aim to eliminate Gameslayer because he's got the massive amount of cash, right? Plus, you take him down, you get half Polina anyway, so Gameslayer is really just going to be the only thing Blues cares about from here moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there.
You would not believe who we caught red-handed.
Oh, finally the Offworld gets spotted out by network virus.
At last.
Might, unfortunately, be just too little too late. We are going to see Dynamite from Blues right onto that Gameslayer Offworld market.
Yep. I knew it was there. Put the virus down and saw it.
Oh, man. This one's just about finished, though. There's not much
Blues.
more to talk about. Gameslayer might finish off Polina, but it just doesn't matter since Blues is going to be able to eliminate him.
Now, there's Gameslayer gone, and Polina's going to follow very shortly.
Well,
Easy win.
oh no, third place. Woe is me, says Gameslayer. Fair enough. So, that means that Blues, it looks like, once again, is going to take this game. We're just kind of waiting to see exactly how long it's going to take. Polina might concede. Polina might not, because we are, for tiebreakers, using how long it takes to finish the game, as that's the only reasonable measurement we have.
There was some talk about total profits made. Is that...
Yeah, but that's stupid. So we didn't do it.
Oh, okay. I'd have thought making money would be quite important.
But if you're making money instead of winning the game, like, the issue with that is, what if you just sit around making money instead of killing your opponent? That's like issue number one. Blues is just selling out of his stock to finish this game faster. Thank you, Blues. This is the kind of thing we see now that we encourage people to finish the game quickly, right?
Yep. That's something I've been doing recently.
It's a good thing to do. Just sell out just a little bit. You're not in any threat of dying. Just get that money back, finish things up. You'll be okay.
Well, it's a good investment as well because you've rocketed your share price so high, you might as well cash out and make some use of it. Good use of capital.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it appeals to the capitalist within me.